over the last 8 years, I've been drastically able to transform my body, going from this in 2017 to this now. And last year I competed in my first ever bodybuilding show, got super lean, and actually won 3rd place. I've also been able to help over 1,000 women transform their bodies without doing extremes. So these are the 5 fitness tools that are going to help you see faster progress without spending hours in the gym. Tool number 1 is a written out plan of your workout. You should be going into the gym with a plan. If you actually want to build muscle, it's not going to happen on accident. So going from this machine to the next machine, doing some reps here, some reps there, random stuff, is not actually going to get you the results that you want. When you walk into the gym, you should have your workout already ready and laid out. You have a plan, you know how many sets and reps you're going to do of each exercise, and you need to be intentional and repetitive. So you actually want to stick to that plan for minimum 4 to 6 weeks, and that's even on the shorter end. Now, if you don't know what workout to do, I have 2 up on my channel. You can check out either of those and start doing that workout routine. Now, ideally, you have an app to do this. That's why I love our training app for our clients, because we have all of their exercises in the specific order that we want them, because yes, exercise order matters, and there's an area for them to watch a video of how to do each exercise, and they can track their progress over time. Which brings me to the second tool, a method to track and log your workouts over time so you can measure your progress. Like I said in tool number 1, building muscle does not happen on accident. You need to be very intentional, and you need to be training with progressive overload. What that essentially means is you want to be getting stronger over time. Your workouts should be getting more challenging over time so you don't hit a plateau. This is why I love the training app we use, because our training app will actually show our clients what weight they used last week so they can see that and then increase from there. Maybe it's adding 5 pounds, maybe it's doing an extra rep. The goal should be to beat yourself from last time. And if you're not tracking and logging your workouts, you're leaving a lot of progress on the table, which is how my client Sarah has been able to not only lose 17 pounds, but actually build muscle and get leaner and grow her glutes with at-home workouts. Because now she has a structured plan, we're training with progressive overload, she's tracking and logging her lifts, and we can see her strength progress over time. If you want to get lean and toned and you want to have visible muscle definition, you need to be focusing on building muscle, not burning calories or doing a bunch of cardio. But you're also not going to see results unless you have tool number 3, which is using MyFitnessPal. This is the tracking app that I use and all of our clients use to track their food. Tracking your food is not a tool for restriction. It's a tool that builds self-awareness. It actually helps you get to your goal faster, because maybe you're in this place right now where you don't know why you're not seeing results. You're like, I'm working out, I'm consistent with the gym, I'm eating healthy. Well, that shows that what you're doing right now isn't working. So you're going to need to take it to that next level. If you really want to get lean and build muscle, you need to be intentional, not just with your training, but with your nutrition too, because nutrition is the foundation of everything. And you could still be eating healthy. That doesn't mean that you're going to make progress. You need the right amount of carbs, fats, and protein for you to actually build muscle, have energy, feel strong, and really change your body composition. I started using MyFitnessPal and started consistently tracking my macros in 2018. And this is what I looked like in 2018. And this is me now, because I've actually learned how to fuel my body properly. I've mastered the art of nutrition and flexible dieting. Tracking your food doesn't mean you need to do a restrictive diet or all of a sudden you can't eat all the fun foods you love. I eat 2,500 calories per day, well over 300 grams of carbs per day, and I eat chocolate every day. So you definitely don't have to be restrictive at all. It's more about the relationship with food that you have. If you're feeling restricted when you start to track your food, usually it's because you yourself are restricting yourself. You feel that just because you're tracking now, you're doing this diet and you can't have carbs, but that is so far from the truth. In fact, most of the clients who come into our program, they find that they are full when they're eating the macros that we give them, and they feel like they're eating more food because this time they're actually fueling their body with nutrient-dense foods. Which brings me to tool number 4 is a food scale. You cannot correctly track your food without a food scale. Eyeballing or guesstimating the portion sizes isn't gonna cut it, especially if you are not making the progress you want or you've never gotten to your goal and maintained your progress before. That shows that you haven't learned how to eat properly to reach the goal that you have. Once you take out a food scale and you actually start weighing your food and learning proper portion sizes for your body, it's a really eye-opening experience experience. You're probably gonna be surprised and shocked about how much calories you actually are eating or how much little calories you're eating. Either way, eating too little or eating too much is still not a good thing. You want to be eating in alignment with your goal. And it might feel a little bit weird at first because in order to reach a goal, you have to push your body out of that maintenance phase. You have to push your body out of homeostasis because your body wants to stay the same. It doesn't want to lose weight or gain weight or do any of that. It wants to stay exactly how you are right now. So if you want to get somewhere where you're not right now, then you're gonna need to push your body out of that maintenance, out of that homeostasis. So you might feel hungry, you might feel full, your appetite might feel a little bit fluctuated because now you're eating different amounts of food to finally reach the goal that you have. Because eating the same way of how you are right now is not going to get you to your goal. Now, before you get afraid about using a food scale, I tell my clients this all the time. We've all used measuring cups before. You've probably used measuring cups to bake things or when you're making a recipe. A measuring cup measures volume and a scale measures weight. So it's just a different form of measurement and it's actually a much more accurate way to measure your food. And when you're doing this, make sure that you are tracking creamer in your coffee, butter and oils, condiments, dressings, all of those things really add up. But you won't be able to organize all of this or ensure that you're making progress without tool number 5, which is a place to track and measure all of your data and progress. Oftentimes, I talk to women who are feeling stuck in their fitness journey. They're not making the progress that they want. And I ask them, well, how much weight have you lost? Or what are you using to track your progress? And they haven't stepped on the scale in weeks or months. They're not taking progress pictures. They're not taking their measurements. They're not tracking their food. They're not logging their workouts. How can we expect to see progress if we're not actually tracking and measuring the data? What gets measured gets managed. So when you are measuring something, studies actually show us that you're more likely to achieve an outcome simply just by measuring your progress along the way. I like to use this example because we can all relate to it. When you have a financial goal or a budget you're trying to stick within, you start tracking your finances. You probably take out a spreadsheet and you're logging all the transactions that you're doing, all the spending. Well, you have to think of your fitness journey the same way. Same thing with your career. I'm sure you have SOPs or KPIs or certain things that you track inside of your career or your business to measure the data and make sure that you are progressing, that you are reaching the goals that you have in your career. It's the same exact thing for our fitness journey. When you have a specific goal you want to reach in your fitness journey, you should be tracking and measuring the data to get to that goal. So yes, take your progress photos, measure yourself, step on the scale. I know sometimes it can be hard to do, but you're really doing a disservice to yourself by avoiding the scale, avoiding measurement, avoiding progress photos, because you don't know if things are working or not. You could feel like you're making progress, but really the numbers don't lie. The data is what's going to tell you what to change. And if something is not working, you know that you may need to change something, or maybe you need to work on your consistency and your adherence to the plan, which is what I have all of my clients do. And that is why they are getting great results, because in our training app, they can track their weight, their measurements, their progress photos. We have a whole database where they can see all of their weight graphs, all of their nutrition graphs, and all of their progress photos. This is super motivating to periodically check throughout your journey just to remind yourself that you are making progress. Even if you're not perfect, as long as you're improving 1% each day, that's what matters. But don't get obsessive with this. You should not be obsessively weighing yourself all the time or comparing your progress photos every single week. This stuff takes time. So yes, weigh yourself. I actually recommend weighing yourself daily, but just log it into your app and then move on with your day. You don't need to ruminate on it or think about it too much. Just literally step on the scale, put in the data, and then move on. And that's how you should look at all of these things. It's just a piece of data. The more data you have, the better. Because let's say you weighed yourself and you were up 1 to 2 pounds, but let's say you lost half an inch on your waist. That still means that you're making progress. Our weight is going to fluctuate all the time due to water. But once you start implementing these 5 fitness tools, I promise you're going to see results so much faster. But maybe you have been implementing some of these tools, or you've tried these before and you still feel stuck. In the next episode of my Lean and Strong series, I'm going to be breaking down exactly why you haven't hit your goal yet. So make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on the next episode. But if you want to see a cutting plan that you can implement to lose body fat without doing a restrictive diet, then click on this next video here.